Hi, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. We're into May. First time I've seen you in May. I've had a really busy week. I've been at the studios for 3 or 4 days this week. So Kitty's been doing some lovely lives. Did anyone see her one yesterday with Christopher doing some lovely loom bands? Bit of entertainment for the kids, which I'm sure some of you are in need of at the moment. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see people are jumping on already. Lovely. What are you all up to today? I'm going to have a massive house clear up day today because I've had so many shows. I've been really busy. The study is an absolute bomb site. I'm going to pop up a picture. A couple of weeks ago, I did a live. Everyone wanted to kind of have a look around my study / craft room. So I did a little video going around. I promise you, it does not look like that now. For anyone who is saying they had craft room envy and they wish theirs looked like that, I'm going to post up a picture to show you what mine looks like now, because I'm pretty sure we're all in the same boat. It's a bomb site. Hi, good morning, Kitty. Morning, Sharon. Hi, Alicia. Good morning. Hi, Antida. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Lynn, Sarah, Joanne. Morning, Julie. You're all going to have to bear with me today. I'm afraid I'm really congested. I think it's hay fever. I've had all my sprays and decongestants and antihistamines and all sorts. I think it's just hay fever. They must be doing something in the fields around us at the moment. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm a bit... Hopefully it's not too bad. Hi, good morning, Julie. Hi, Angela, Lindsay, Kim. Lovely. I've got so many of you. Okay, so what we're going to do today is create little bicone straps, if you like. So the free PDF, I'll show you in a moment. These are Kitty's designs. She's made beautiful necklaces. And as you can see, the main frame of it is made up of seed beads with bicones in the middle. And then she's got these beautiful Baroque pendants on the bottom as well. I'm actually going to make a bracelet out of them today. So this is Kitty's design with her necklace. Hold on, I've got this in a little tangle, with beautiful magnetic clasps, so really nice and easy to put on yourself. And as you can see, the way that these chains, if you like, so we're making a beaded chain, the way it sits on your neck is really beautiful, so it just gives you that lovely drop. You can also make earrings out of them as well. So your free PDF for today, and I've popped the link excuse me, I've popped the link in the description of the video so that you can find it really easily. Lots of you are asking how to get the free projects. Go to the Totally Beads website, and on the side there is a section called free projects, but I've put the link in for you so it's really nice and easy. And in there you'll get today's PDF. So it's this one, it's Premium Crystal Bicone Bundle. This is your extra pattern. It's going to show you how to create this netted base. So we're going to use size 11 seed beads to create this little base. And then we're going to embellish them and fill in those gaps with some bicones. So I'm going to turn the camera down. Now, Simon messaged me this morning. He's put on a lovely bundle. They're normally £25. It's all discounted for today. And I believe in the bundle you get your magnetic clasp, your seed beads, and 2 strands of your bicones. So you'll be able to make lots from them. I've got a fly buzzing around, sorry. Not very glamorous. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look at your comments, and then I'm going to turn you down onto the bead mat and we'll get making. So good morning, Natalie. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel okay. I just don't really sound great. Good morning, Julian. Just finished your breakfast, ready to watch your tutorial. Lovely. Haven't had mine yet. Had a little late morning. Good morning, Jean. Lovely bright day. Yeah, it's really nice here too. A little bit cloudy, but it's quite warm, which is nice. Good morning, Sue. Another beautiful day. Lovely morning, Alison. Hi, Jax. Magnetic clasps are the bomb. They're fantastic, aren't they? Especially when you're wearing your bracelets. There is a bracelet here as well. So putting them on yourself is just so easy. I think I probably wouldn't wear bracelets very often. I've got this beautiful Swarovski bracelet that John bought me it's either for an anniversary or Christmas a good few years ago, and I can't wear it unless he's here because I cannot put it on myself. It's so frustrating. Good morning, Lucy. Morning, Jan. Hi, Elaine. Morning, everyone. What are you all going to get up to today? Let me know. And has anyone been making any of the other tutorials that we've been showing you? I'd love to see some of your pictures. Now, don't forget, pop into the Totally Beads. It's totally handmade group. There are hundreds and hundreds of you in there, and if you're making our tutorials, if you get stuck at all or you've got any questions, once the live videos are finished, obviously I'll answer as many as I can. Kitty also watches and she'll answer as we go along as well. But what's great is that you all interact with each other too. So if you've got any questions, pop them up. One of us will endeavour to answer you at some point, if not in the live. But if you go into the Totally Handmade group, you can ask questions and get answers at any time of day. Lots of people are on there, and they're also sharing their makes as well. Hairpins are great for putting your clasp on yourself. Yes, I've seen this actually. I'm not sure, I might even have a hair clasp here. So you know the little Kirby grip pins? If you have something like this, which one of my bracelets, I've got a lobster claw clasp on it, and on the other end is your jump ring and a little extender chain. Now I've seen these hacks. If you put a Kirby grip through that jump ring, you can actually then hold it in your hand, so you can hold it with your fingers, bring your bracelet around, and then you can clip on really easily yourself. So actually I could even do it with this one and put it on myself. My Swarovski one doesn't have this extender chain. I wonder if I should pop one on. And that makes it so easy to put on yourself. Okay, so I'm going to turn you around. Let me flip the camera around, pop you onto the bead mat, and we'll get going. So I'm suffering with hay fever too, Jax. Oh, bless you. Normally I get it in September. Haven't had it the whole of my life, and about 3 years ago I started getting it in September, so I think I'm tree pollen, I believe. So I don't know what's going on now. Who knows? Okay, Chris says, I'm knitting at the moment, but have made some of the flat spiral bracelets. Oh, lovely. Yeah, they, I think, have been one of our most popular. Okay, so I'm going to move these lights around a little bit. Let's move you in so you get a nice view. Okay, so, oh, good morning, Jenny from Spain. How's your weather over there? I hope you're doing okay. Lovely. We're international this morning. Okay, so these are my bracelets. I've got my size 11 seed beads creating a netting, and then you embellish them with your bicones over the top. So you can see you get this beautiful little tennis bracelet. Extender chains if you are gifting, or as I've just shown you, if you're using lobster claw clasps, extender chains will allow you to put them on yourself, which is always, of course, a bonus. Extender chains are going to allow you to gift them if you add in larger jump rings. So this one, you could either add your clasp on at the top or you could add it at the bottom. So that's going to gain you an extra inch on your bracelet. If you are gifting or selling your pieces, and I've sold so many of these are ones that I have for a lot of my craft fairs and jewellery fairs when we could do them. And of course I've put my green one on this morning as well. It's a great way to use some leftover beads because you really don't need very many. I'm using silver lined purple today. I've got my 4mm bicones, so size 11 seed beads, 4mm bicones, and I've got my thread is actually, my thread is actually still on the spool because you do end up using a lot of thread for these. So if you keep your thread on the spool, then that is going to allow you to be able to create the length without probably attaching new. So I've got about an arm span, very generous arm span, about 1 metre on one side, and of course my spool on the other. So you could then cut another metre off the other end and cut it from your spool, and you'll have all of that ready to go. Okay, so to begin with, Gareth says, trying to watch you while my kitten is walking all over the keyboard. He's so funny. Now, my dog does that. While I'm trying to type, he will put his head on the keyboard so that I have to pay him attention. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a little square base. Now, we're going to use only our seed beads to begin with, and ignore these little ones that are sticking out the edges. That's a finishing touch afterwards. Now, this is my bonus project for today. This is not the pattern that Kitty does for her necklace. It's exactly the same concept, but Kitty's count is slightly different to mine. What I wanted to do was give you an extra bonus. So you'll get your pattern, you'll also get your kits, and then this is how I make the bracelets out of them. So you can always do your own take on them too. So for every square in my set, I'm going to use 8 beads. So I've got 2 on the bottom, 2 on the side, 2 at the top, and 2 on the side. So that little square made up, it is 8, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. That little square made up of 8 is what we're going to repeat. So what I'm going to do is start off with my 8. So I'm going to add on 2, 4, 6, 8. Move them down onto my thread, and then I'm going to come through all of them again. So coming through all of them again, I just suspend them in between my fingers, like so. That's going to allow me to bring my needle, and you don't have to do it all in one pass. You can do it in a few. You could do individual beads if you wanted to. So I'm going to go through all of them again, and then I'm going to come through, because you can see now I've tied this. I've tied them in a loop, but it's not a perfect shape. So I'm going to go through my first few again as well, and what that will do is give me a perfect finish. Okay, like this. I'm going to come through another one. Oh, you can hear the dog walking around. He's going to come and interrupt, isn't he? Okay, so I've got, although it doesn't look like it now, bear with, because we'll get there. I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so these 2 here are going to be the start of my next cluster. So I've got 2. So because I've already got 2, I'm borrowing them from this cluster. So that's 2. So now we'll add 4, 6, 8. So I'm only picking up 6 new beads, because this will still give me my 8 in this cluster. And I'm exiting from the bottom. So I want to go in the same direction. So I'm going to come through those 2 beads again. Do excuse my finger. Any of you watching last week will know the dog mistook the end of my finger for the end of his rope toy. It's not great when you have to zoom in, is it? I'm so sorry. So now I've got my second cluster made up of all my 8 again, and I want to get to the end too, because I need to add on the next one. So we're just going to keep on adding along this row. Camille, hubby laughs every time he hears my name mentioned. Why is that? Is it because we say it wrong? Or is it just because he's giggling because we're saying hello? Oh dear. Okay, so I'm going to go up the 2 beads at the side, and then I'm going to go along the 2 beads at the top. And now you'll see I'm pulling my tension nice and tight each time as well. Now I'm in the position to add the next lot. So again, borrowing these 2 from the bottom, I'm going to add my new 6. So 1, 2, spill out your beads on your mat as well. And rather than having them in a big bundle, spilling them out is going to allow you to be able to pick them up easily as well, because you can see where the holes are. So this time I'm exiting from the top. Again, we want to be going in the same direction. So I've picked up my 6. I'm going to go up through the bottom in the same direction. When I pull that tightly, it's going to loop on my new cluster. And I'm going to flip that over just because I like working with my tail thread at the bottom so I can see, and then I can always keep it nice and tight as well. I'm not pulling away from me, I'm pulling towards me, keeping that tension tight. So again, we're going to go up the 2 sides, up the 2 beads at the side, and along the 2 beads at the top. Now, rather than going through all 4 at the same time, by doing this, I'm actually giving myself a straighter thread pattern, because I'm going up 2 and then along 2. If I was to go through all 4 of them at once, that will all be in one pass, and it does affect the tension and the finished result. Okay, so again, I'm just going to turn this over so that I'm always going in the same direction. I'm going to pick up my new 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go through these 2 beads. Earl is very noisy today. I'm very sorry. He's desperate for me to take him out, but he's just going to have to wait. He's barking at the birds in the garden instead. Okay, so 2 up the side, 2 along. Jane is asking, are they 8 or 11? They are size 11 seed beads I'm working with. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I haven't missed any other questions. So many of you are chatting away today. Thank you, Kitty, for answering whilst I'm working. It's really hard to get into your pattern and keep an eye on comments at the same time. But hopefully it's all really clear to see what I'm doing and I'm not missing any of your questions. So pulling through and again through the 2. So you can see, keep your tension nice and tight. Now at the moment it looks a bit higgledy-piggledy and a little bit messy, but that's fine because we are going to add in our bicones, which are going to give us a really lovely tight tension and finish. And I'm going to show you my finishing top tips just to show you how to get the best finish. So I think that's pretty much all you need to know for the netting. I'm going to do a couple more so that I can add in the bicones and show you. It's a reasonably quick make bracelet because you're just going to keep on repeating doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, can't count and talk at the same time. You're going to keep on doing this until you get the length of your bracelet that you require. Okay, so it's really nice and simple. Each time just making sure that your tension is nice and tight, not too tight, because remember we're going to fill in our bicones at the bottom. If it's too tight, you will begin to get that sort of pucker. You want no visible threads, and so of course your tension has to be tight enough for that. No visible thread, but enough that we can still go back through our work, tighten it up with the bicones, and then I'm going to show you how to add a finishing touch with the extra beads as well, just to give you that really professional finish. And you'll notice each time I am flipping my work, because I always like having my thread at the bottom, because then my fingers aren't in the way and I can see what I'm doing. So I'm adding on my 6. So at the moment my thread is exiting from the top, adding on my 6, and then I'm going to come up through the base like so, but then I flip it over so that my tail is then at the bottom, and that will mean that I can hold all of my beads, keeping that nice closed circle, going through the side beads and then going through the top. Do excuse me, I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee so I don't get too croaky for you. Okay, so now let's start adding our bicones, because you've seen exactly what happens. And a lot of you would look at this at home and think, oh, I'm not doing it right. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. We're going to straighten all of that up. Oh, morning, Mum. She says, sorry I'm late. Got distracted trying to find material to make bunting for VE Day. Oh, yeah. So Mum lives in like a really nice little cul-de-sac. There's about 4 houses all along where she is. And they've all decided they're going to decorate their houses for VE Day, which is really lovely. So they're desperately trying to find all red, white and blue and a bit of red, I think, as well. Yeah, Union Jack. Yeah. To decorate their house with, because they don't have any Union Jack bunting. Okay, so let's add in our bicones. I've got my 4mm bicones, and what I'm going to do is fill this little netting with our bicone. So I'm going to pop on a bicone. So I'm exiting from the top of my end 2 beads. I want to cross over diagonally through this net, and so I'm going to come up through this one, okay, because my thread path will come down through here, and I'm going to cross through my little sharing beads. So they are the bottom 2 of this cluster, but they're the top 2 of this one, okay? So we're going to cross through diagonally and then up through here. And what that will do when we pull this nice and tightly, oh, please don't get knotted. Hold on, let's get this tail thread out the way. When I pull this through, my bicone is going to sit on top of my net. Just encourage it to do so. And it's going to sit in the middle there. Okay, and then we're going to add another one. Now, we can tighten all of this up afterwards. I'm just going to encourage it a little. I'm going to add my next one, picking up my bicone, crossing over diagonally, and up through those sharing beads. Now, because I want my bead to sit on top, I'm just going to rotate my hand a little bit so that gravity, because if I have it like this, of course, gravity is going to keep on pulling all my threads on my bead here. If I rotate that down so that my beads are hanging underneath it, you'll now see that the thread and the beads sit on the, she says, sit in the correct way, because I can pull that through and then it's going to join in here. Okay. Pull that tightly and I've got my next bicone. So I'm going to fill in the rest of this one in exactly the same way, because then I can show you my little finishing touch. And again, you see where I've got a visible thread here? I want to keep this tension. So I'm just going to tighten it all up and make sure. So what this is doing is, because I haven't added on my jump ring or clasp at this side, it's just pulling it slightly out of shape. And the bicones with these, I want to sit pronounced from the seed beads themselves. So I do want to keep that tension, and we can neaten up some of our seed beads in my next step. Okay, so again, rotate your wrist down so that gravity is allowing those to hang, and then we can pull that through. And let's go all the way to the base. So my next move is going to neaten all of this up and give us a really professional, neat finish. Oh, these threads are naughty today. This video is going to go one of two ways. I have dropped pretty much everything I've touched today. Spilt my first cup of coffee everywhere. Anything I've picked up, I've dropped. It's just one of those days. So far, touch wood, we're going okay. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to take shape and you're getting those lovely little filled gaps. Could you do a small piece like Sarah is doing and attach them to hair slides? Yes, you absolutely could. Kitty has those beautiful fabric-based hair clips, and actually I'm pretty sure she has used little embellishments like these. You will probably find some pictures on our Facebook page. Have a little look. But yes, you absolutely could. You can use this to make your own chain, necklaces. You can do little clusters of them for earrings. Of course, I'm doing a bracelet today. You could even use this as fringing on lots of different projects as well. Okay, so I've gone all the way along the little netted section that we created. And as you can see, it has neatened up my seed beads quite well. And we've now got a lovely, these beads look quite dark in the video today. Actually, they are quite light. Not sure if you can see it. So you've got this really lovely finish, but what I'm going to do now is go in and fill these gaps in between, and that's really going to neaten up. Wait till you see how it affects the finish on this. So I'm going to hold on to my tension because I want it to be quite tight. I'm exiting from my bottom two beads and I've flipped my bracelet over. So my bicones are on the top side. I've now turned it over because this is going to allow me to see the seed beads much more clearly, and it's going to allow me to see those gaps that I'm filling in. Okay, so I'm going to go up the two beads at the side here. I'm going to pick up a new seed bead, and then I'm going to go straight across to the two beads that are opposite it. And then when I pull this through, it's going to pop into place. You can actually feel them pop into place as you go. And it's filled that little gap in between, and it's going to neaten up all of my tension and give me a lovely finish. So again, this is the gap we're going to fill, picking up a new seed bead and going through the two. Pull that nice and tightly. That's going to pop into place. Now don't pull it too tightly. Again, there's a fine line between neat tension and over tightening them, where you will get a sort of pucker in the work, and you can tell if something is too tight because it just doesn't sit neatly. Now, can you see on this side already we've got a neater finish than on this side? So I'm just going to go all the way up to the top and finish this off. And this is where the quality of your seed beads with these really come into play as well. So these are Toho seed beads that I'm using. So they are very neat and uniformed. They've got a lovely finish to them. Things like silver lined will always have a slightly more irregular, unless you're kind of going Miyuki and Delicas and such like. They'll always have a slightly more irregular, as with many of the finishes. So if you've got a colour lined or silver lined, I'll show you the difference between some of them in a minute, but it's still going to give you, rather than using like your craft seed beads, so ones that we use for things like our French beading, where you get the volume, they are slightly more irregular. Whereas with something like this, you want it to be as regular as possible, and that's going to give you that beautiful, nice finish. So have a look at that outer edge now. So when I turn this over, obviously it's a little bit crooked at the moment because we haven't done the other side, but it's given me a much neater finish along this side. So we'll got to the top. I'm going to cross over through those top beads, and this will start to now tighten up any of those gaps that we had as well. I'm going to turn it around. So again, I'm beading away from me. Just always position your beading work so that you've got the clearest view for you. Sorry, I'm trying not to get all croaky for you. So I'm keep on taking sips of my drink, sorry. Okay, so at the end, oh, actually, do you know what I should have done? I'm going to go back. Now, don't do this. Do as I say, not as I do. Going through beads again, it's so easy to pierce your thread. Now, what you will notice where I did there, I pulled my thread so tight that it was down at the bottom, and I'm scraping my needle along the top of the beads, only because I don't want to unthread my needle and have to thread it again live for you, because the way my day's going, it's not going to go well. What I've done is added on that bead at the end, okay, so that it's going to give me that nice finish. Now I can turn around. If you need to go back through beads, just unthread your needle, go back through, so move through that position and then thread your needle back on again, because if you pierce that thread, oh man, it's so annoying, isn't it? I know you've all done it. It's just so much easier to keep it clearer. Okay, so pull that tail thread down. You'll see that that is going to open up that hole that you need to go through. Again, that's going to stop you piercing a thread, because at the moment my thread is in the way. If I now take my needle and I try and go through this bead, the likelihood of me piercing my thread is so high. So just pull that tail down, pick up your bead and go through them and then pull it through. Like so. Again, pull that tail down, pick up your bead and through. And once I tighten this up, look, can you see how now we are getting a really lovely uniformed finish? Now remember, we've got the bundles on the website today. You've got your free pattern PDF to show you how to make this pattern. Now the difference between mine and Kitty's is that Kitty likes to use 3 beads in all her square. So it's 12 beads in all, 3 on the bottom, side, top and down the other side. I use 2, but I'll show you the difference between the 2. When I'm making a bracelet, I like my beads to be pronounced from the netting. So they are going to sit on top. That's what gives me that tennis bracelet finish. When you're making the necklace, you want your bicones to be sat in the middle of your netting so that it's not going to, if it spins around on your neck or anything like that, you're still going to get a beautiful finish. Whereas with these bracelets, because they are flat to your wrist, I find it better for the bracelet. So all I'm doing is taking out 1 seed bead from each of my sides, and that's going to give me that lovely square. And then if I turn this around, we'll now have a lovely finish on the bracelet. And of course, when you wear them, it's going to sit flush on your skin, and those beads are going to be sat up on top. Now then, when it comes to attaching your clasp, the great thing with the magnetic clasps, where is the red bracelet? Here it is. The great thing with the magnetic clasps is that they have a sealed loop, so a soldered loop on the end. So when you get to the end, you can either add a new netting, so it's exactly the same technique, but at the very end, I'm going through my clasp, and this is all on your free PDF download for today. That's going to give you that lovely finish. Exactly the same for the necklace. You can see you've got your magnetic clasp up on the top. You've got your bicones down at the side. Excuse me. You've got your bicones up at the top, and then you've got an extra netting up on the top, and that's going to give you that lovely strength as well, because your magnetic clasp is woven into your necklace. If you want to use a jump ring, use a soldered or a split ring on the end. So on my bracelets, I tend to just finish it squarely so that when you bring it together, it's kind of got that infinity throughout the whole bracelet. Use a soldered ring because you've got that going through the thread path. You could use a wire guardian, a wire protector. We have those on the website. So I used those in one of our other projects. Do you remember? They are the little hook. And they've got a little circle top and bottom, and you come up through and it's got like a little channel that your weaving sits in, or your thread sits in, and then that's going to attach onto your thread really beautifully and into your work. And then on these ones, I've got my extender chain. So magnetic clasps are fantastic, but if you want an extender chain, you're going to need to use jump rings, and then you use a larger ring at the end of your bracelet and a larger ring. You could even put another one in here as well, which would give you 3 adjustable lengths, little bit of chain, and then all I've done is added a bicone on the bottom just to give it a nice little finish. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I'm not sure how long we've been. I think we've been about half an hour or so. That's how you're going to make your beautiful bracelet. It's going to give you that lovely, and when you see it from the side and you can see how those bicones sit on top of your work, it's really beautiful. In the pattern, if you do 3 seed beads, your bicones are going to sit in your necklace, which is a little bit easier for when you're wearing them. And they've got these beautiful Baroque pendants on the bottom, Look at the sparkle on that. Sorry, it's covered in my fingerprints. Should have cleaned that off for you. So these are the gorgeous kits. It's your free PDF download for today from Totally Beads. The link to your project. Oh my goodness, let me clean this off. Hang on. The link to your free project is in the description of the video. Ooh, that's better. Look at that. There we go. The link is in the description so that you can go and find them. And we've got some amazing bundle deals on today. Size 4mm bicone, size 11 seed beads. Have a little go at the netting. It's a really beautiful effect. Let me turn you up and I'll have a look at you all. Hello. It's a beautiful effect, and what I love doing is wearing stacks of bracelets, and these are really lovely because you can wear multiple pieces. Excuse the dog. You can wear multiple pieces and it will give you a lovely finish, and of course you've got the sparkle of the bicones as well. I'm going to go and walk him because he's restless, and then I'm going to have a massive study craft room tidy up day. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been super busy. I'm sorry it's been so busy on the chat that I just couldn't keep up with it, but I will go through all of your questions and your comments now as well, and I'll go and have a little look at those. Alicia says, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Have a lovely Sunday. Thank you, and you guys. What are you all going to get up to now? Are you going to go and make some nice tennis bracelets? I hope so. It's amazing how many patterns you can get using the same beads. It always amazes me. Me too, Jax. I think that's why I love beading so much, because you can just take the same materials time and time again. Size 11 seed beads, 4mm bicones. I could probably make 15, 20 pieces of jewellery just using those two beads. This is another take on how to use them, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. Now, I should tell you what we're doing for the rest of the week as well. Hang on a minute. So today is Sunday. You've had me with your bicone bracelet. Tomorrow, so that's May the 4th, Monday, I'm going to be making my pin collar. So do you remember back in January, I think it was, I launched some of my first kits with Totally Beads on Creator Craft TV, and so tomorrow is all about turning loops. It was one of the most popular videos that I've done for Totally Beads when we kind of did a loop turning 101. So troubleshooting all of those things. I'm going to be using head and eye pins, bit of chain. What do we have in there? I think we've got some fire polish bicones, some seed beads. So that's for tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm going to be making a netted bracelet. So this one is it's almost a netting base, but a single layer. On Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to create just netting with seed beads, and this is beautiful. You can even use it as fringing on lamps. You could use it to make curtain tie backs. You can use it to make beautiful bracelets. It's such a great technique, and it's surprisingly simple. When I started making jewellery, netting and things like that put the fear of God in me. I looked at them and I just thought, oh my word, I'd love to be able to make something like that, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Once you start doing it, it is so simple. I put myself off for a long, long time, and there really wasn't any need. So tomorrow Tuesday, I'm going to break those fears down for you guys as well and show you how easy that is. Wednesday, Kitty is going to be making a charm bracelet. Thursday, I'm going to show you how to make a beaded bail. So again, just using seed beads. We're using size 11 seed beads as well. So I'm going to show you any of your drums, hematite donuts we were using. So they are the, it looks just like a donut, as the name would suggest. It's your hematite donut. So it's a circle on the outside and it's got a small circle on the inside. So many people ask, how do I use these in my jewellery? How do I attach them? There's no holes. I'm going to show you how to make a bail. So a bail is when you've got a pendant with a hole on the top, you pinch it over the top. In fact, do you know what? Hang on a sec. I'm going to show you it. Hang on. I've got it here somewhere. Let's give you a sneak peek. Beaded bails, because so many people have said, I love the videos, but I'm new to jewellery making. I don't understand all the terminology. So here's me talking about bails. You're going to wonder what on earth I'm talking about. This is Thursday's project. So this is your hematite donut. So as you can see, there's no holes in them. It's a solid ring. I'm going to show you how to make these bails, which are the attachment to then allow you to thread into your beadwork. So you can also use it for beautiful crystal pendants. If you've got any teardrop pendants, you might have some fancy pendants like these. So you've just got that little hole up at the top. I'm going to show you how to make these bails. That is Thursday. Friday, Kitty is using some shaped beads. She's going to be using ginkgo beads. So a bit more weaving. It's a beautiful shaped bead. And that is going to be Friday. Then Saturday, I love that Christopher does his little Saturday videos with his mum. Christopher is Kitty's youngest little boy. He's going to be making on Saturday his button men. He absolutely loves them, and they are an adorable project to start doing with your grandkids, nieces, nephews. Make them as gifts. He's going to show you how to do those on Saturday, and then Sunday I will be back and I'm going to be making a crystal and pearl pendant. So how to make your own pendant. In fact, if you combine everything we're doing this week, you could even make your own crystal pendant and then make your own bail to attach it onto. So that is this week's lineup. If you go onto the event section of the website, you'll be able to click that you are interested or that you are tending into any of those videos, and you will get notifications of when we go live. I'm just scrolling through your comments. Can't wait for that bail. I know it's an amazing one. Slightly biased, but I do love it. Angela says, I've got that kit I'm going to make along with you. Amazing. Yeah, so by giving you guys a little sneak peek, hopefully you will be able to get your materials ready. You can make along with us. Sounds like a very exciting week, Lucy. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be great fun. I also have a TV show on Wednesday, so I'll be on Creator Craft TV Wednesday, 9 o'clock. It's the designated jewellery hour for that channel. And I am going to be using gem chips. I'm going to be making Kitty's beautiful semi-precious trees. So that's what we're going to be doing on Wednesday. We're also launching some new kits and some new designs, and then we're on the following Wednesday as well. So you've got 2 weeks worth of TV shows as well as us here every day on Facebook at 10 o'clock. So I will see you tomorrow. Bernie says, brilliant week plan. Thank you so much, Kitty and Sarah. You're both stars. Oh, you are more than welcome. We've loved doing them. Jan, it's going to be a busy week. Hope I don't have to go back to work. Oh, bless you. I know work is keeping us busy. Craft room, final push to finish it. Thanks to you. Oh, well done, Natalie. Once you finish, you can come do mine. Mine is a bomb site. That's my plan for today as well. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Get beading, stay motivated, keep busy, and stay safe and stay home as well. I'll see you in the morning, 10 o'clock. Let us know if you've got any other questions and you want to see anything, and I will try and answer as many as I can. See you in the morning.